Why are so many men suffering in silence? This is an epidemic. This is a huge problem, and it's not getting enough attention. I'm gonna speak from personal experience before. There has been times where I was struggling and I just didn't have the tribe. I didn't have the right people around me to confide in, hey, look, this is what I'm dealing with, and things are not okay. A few years ago, I remember I was going through it, and the feeling I used to describe what I was going through was delirious. I remember I almost didn't know what my right was from my left, really being confused, really being in this fog. However, today, I am very fortunate to say I am not in that headspace anymore. Things are going the way I want them to. Thanks be to God. God has been very generous to me. I have a great tribe around me. I have a great family around me. I love myself. I'm healthy. Now, in order to get through that and no longer suffer in silence, there's 4 things that I think most men run into that is causing them to bring about suffering into their life. 1, they do not have a strong connection to a tribe. 2, you might be rehearsing the past. 3, you haven't had that big win yet. You haven't proved to yourself yet that you're that guy. And 4, you might not be embracing your role as a leader. So let's talk about not having a strong connection to the tribe. I used to think talking about mental health was soft. Now, there's a time to be strong, but also it's okay to share what you're going through. I think this is the caveat. Don't make it your identity that you're a softie, but we've all been down in the dumps before, and we need those strong brothers. That's who you go to. You go to your brothers. Your brothers will be there to pick you up when you're down. However, if you don't have brothers around you, that can cause complications. I was having a conversation with one of my good friends the other day, and he was struggling. He was going through it. I saw it in his eyes. He was talking about the gratitude that he had because the friends that were there, we can all confide in each other about like the struggles that we're going through. But that's because we are in a select few. There's other people that we're associated with that we don't always create the space for each other to be there for each other, to be compassionate for one another, and to be empathetic for one another. And I felt that, man. So you might have a tribe, you might be associated with a tribe, but you might not be associated with the tribe who is sharing empathy and compassion when one of their brothers are down. And it's hard because as men, when you think of the stereotype of men, the brawn, the strong, the provider, when you're held to that standard, it doesn't always leave room for sorrow. And humans are emotional creatures. We all go through it. Even men have emotions. So you have to go out and find that tribe. You gotta go find that tribe who's conquering the world, but also can create the space for the brothers to share compassion and empathy for each other when they're going through a tough time. Now, how do you find that tribe? You have to be worth it. You have to attract that tribe. So there's 3 levels to masculinity. There's level 1 masculinity, he's a meathead. Level 2 masculinity, he's too feminine. One may say he's a beta. Level 3 masculinity, and this is what a Navy SEAL told me. A true man bestows masculinity and femininity. So what does that mean? Strength and warmth. You gotta be a provider, you gotta be strong, but also you have to display empathy and compassion for others. So you gotta be that person, you gotta be working on yourself, you gotta be in the gym. Try to get into martial arts. I've been training martial arts recently, and it's been one of the best things I have ever done, and I wish I started earlier. Read, sharpen that mind, be a student of the game, but also be compassionate. Have an open heart, place less judgment in the world, and this is also a reminder to myself. And you need to show up every day. You need to accrue good karmic debt, and then one day, you're just gonna walk into an event, you're gonna see somebody, real recognizes real. You're gonna be like, I respect this guy, and he's gonna share the same feeling for you. It's gonna be like, oh wow, I see you, man. I see the work that you've been putting in. I jive with you. Nurture that relationship and let God do the rest. You will find that brother that you've always been searching for. Number 2, rehearsing the past. It is so easy to rehearse the past, and that's what's causing us to suffer. We're rehearsing the past. We're rehearsing the rejection. We're rehearsing not getting the job. We're rehearsing that time where we should have spoke up, but we didn't, and now we're mad at ourselves. We are not being forward thinking. Whenever I find myself suffering, Whenever I find myself down, it's because I'm not present. It's because I'm rehearsing the past. I'm not being forward thinking. One thing I want you to take away from this video, if you find yourself suffering, it's probably because you're not forward thinking. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about your goals. You're not getting excited about what's to come. I caught myself recently. I was dwelling on the past, something that didn't go my way. And I realized I was suffering was because I was giving my energy to the past. That's in the past, it happened. However, though, there's a lot of great things in front of me. Great relationships to be made, great laughs to be had, great memories to be experienced, a lot of wealth to be created. But I'm not putting my energy into that, I'm putting my energy into the past, and that's why I'm suffering, because I'm rehearsing the past. So next time you find yourself down, ask yourself, am I rehearsing the past? Am I giving my power to the past? Am I not being forward thinking? Am I not planning? Am I not strategizing? Am I not getting excited for what's to come? The third reason you might be suffering is because you have not had the big win yet to prove to yourself you are that guy. I've had the big win, and now it's given my confidence steroids. And you might be struggling with self-worth because you haven't had that big win yet. And see, this is another reason. As men, our value comes from the ability to provide value to the world. And that's hard to do. You have to be worth it. You have to create substance. And it's really hard to do. No one's gonna tell you how to do that. You have to figure it out yourself. You have to do a lot of trial and error. Are you doing reps? Are you putting in reps in the gym? Are you putting in social reps, connecting with people? Are you putting in business reps? Are you cold calling? Are you pitching your service? We are a collection of the past. So if historically things have not gone our way, that can cloud our judgment of the future and our ability to predict the future, that things can go our way. So you need that big win. And how do you get that big win? Shoot or shoot. You gotta take shots. Take shots. Take shots hitting up that girl. Take shots pitching your service. Take shots by traveling, booking that ticket, go on that flight, go to a new country, experience a whole new world. And when you take those shots and they go in, you might be surprised at first, and then keep taking those shots. And then when they continuously go in, you realize you are that guy. Your confidence comes from your competence. So when you do things well, that can boost your self-esteem, and confidence is one of the most attractive energies in the world. When you're confident, women want to be with you and men want to be you. So get those reps in, take those shots, and eventually they're gonna start to go in, and you will realize you're that guy. The fourth reason why you might be suffering is because you are not embracing leadership. Men, we have to be purpose-driven. See, this is something that's very conflicting in life that most people are not aware of. There's a feminine solution and a masculine solution. A feminine solution is to give somebody empathy. And I mentioned before, we need to be empathetic, but men, our solution is capability. We need to feel capable. So a lot of times when men have problems, society wants to give them a pat on the back and a big hug and be like, oh, it's gonna be all right. Mind over matter, have a strong mindset that things will be better, but your problem's not gonna go away until you solve your problem. You can talk about your problem all you want, but it's not gonna go away until you are capable of fixing that. It won't go away until you are capable of providing a solution. So leadership, one, we have purpose when we embrace, I gotta take care of my own. When I take care of my family, that is the best feeling. When I can provide for my girl, that is the best feeling. So first off, we gotta embrace leadership. We have to embrace that we are providers. We have to embrace that I'm gonna take care of my own. Second, embrace being strong. If it's not a rest day, I'm training twice a day. I'm lifting weights in the morning, and then I'm training martial arts at night. I found myself walking around Miami one night after I started training, and I walked a little bit taller, and I'm like, where's this innate confidence coming from? I'm like, oh, if something goes down, I can protect myself. I'm ready. My hands are loaded, and that comes from training my ability to protect myself and protect those around me. When it comes to embracing your role as a leader, we have to show up every single day. Even show up when no one's watching. I call it the God camera. Your peers might not see it, but God sees it. God sees you showing up. I have a checklist I need to do every day, and I encourage you to do it. This checklist consists of lifting weights in the morning, training at night, reading 10 pages, journaling, and pressing publish. When I did that, I know I am accruing good karmic debt, and I'm due for a payday. The God camera saw that I showed up and that I'm worth it. So as men and as leaders, we need to show up every day because we put out into the universe that we are worthy. Look yourself in the mirror, reaffirm yourself. I am a strong man and I am a leader, and I'm here to protect and provide for my own. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Please help me spread this message by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.